My guest today he's only heard one podcast. So he doesn't even know we got this bumper song running off an iPad. And we got people, now I'm learning our YouTube channel is growing like wildfire, that's not a good thing in this state. Too soon. Why? But it's spreading. I can't believe you're here, Kyle. Good to see you, baby. Today, it's a really big day for many reasons. Really big day. Today, I'm 55 years old. Yesterday was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's a really big day because we're moving offices here at Three Crosses. Everybody's shuffling. Danny Strange is going to be the new senior pastor. Larry's going to move out of Larry's office. Jim Beelig retired. Mark Campbell is part-time men's pastor, moving out of his office. All of this is the shuffle. And so this is the last day in this office. And I've been in this office maybe eight years, something like that. Lots of great stuff in this office. And I'm sitting with a new friend of mine, Dennis Lowe, who purchased the home I lived in for 30 years and now is on the podcast on the last day in this office. This brother is everywhere. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning.
And you said you're nervous about this.
Oh, this is weird.
It's weird. Why is it weird?
Well, I got this thing in front of my face. I got you here. I've never been with you.
Everything me is weird.
I've never been with Kyle.
Kyle's
so this is weird.
Kyle's weird. Kyle's a good man. Well, you've been with me many times.
Yeah, but not with not so formally. This is pretty formal.
We've prayed together, cried together, done life together in a deep way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really good to get to know you on a deeper level here at Dawn Patrol and at Three Crosses.
And likewise.
Yeah.
It's been really a pleasure getting to know you and Kathleen, and it's just it's a blessing, huge blessing.
And the community here at Three Crosses.
And the community here.
You guys fit like a glove.
This place is amazing. God brought us here.
Yeah. How did that happen? That's a great story. Great lead in.
Well, he brought us here we were looking for a house to buy. And one night at 2 a.m., I'm lying in bed, and I end up looking on Redfin. I find your house. I said, wow, this house is amazing from the pictures. And there's an open house 2 days from the day that I see it. And I said, it's the first house we looked at.
Really?
Yes. We just got back from a cruise, and we wanted to move into a house. Just got married, and wanted to buy a house together. And it's the first house we looked at. And I said, wow, this house is amazing. Let's go look at it.
Wow. First house you looked at?
Very first house.
Wow. And an open house?
On the open house. The open house was a Wednesday. And I came and looked at it and loved it. And when I saw it, I just fell in love with it as soon as I walked in the door.
Yeah.
And then brought my wife on Saturday, and she loved it not.
No?
Did not.
Oh, wow.
The only person in the world, I think, that loved it not.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Too much house or too much isolation?
A lot of things, yeah. A lot of house, not enough storage for her.
Yeah.
Just the kind of logistical things for her.
Yep.
The more practical things
Yep.
that I didn't see. So she kind of didn't want to buy it.
But you went your way.
I told her, I said that, we can't buy this house unless you love it.
Yeah, good.
You have to love it.
Good.
So I pretty much gave it up. I said that, okay, if you don't love it, that's okay. We'll
Yep.
find a different place.
Good for you.
We'll look somewhere else, and, God will lead us somewhere else. And the next morning, she tells me, she says, I have this amazing piece about this house. Let's put an offer down on it.
You're kidding.
No, the very next morning. I didn't know, prodding, nothing from me at all.
So you let go of it.
Absolutely,
and
let it go.
And picks it up.
Completely let it go. Yeah, I said that I cannot buy this, cannot live here if you don't love it. You have to find a place that we both love. And the next morning she says, let's do it.
Whoa.
Surprised me, really surprised me.
I have peace.
Yeah, she had peace.
Wow.
She prays every morning at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And that morning she just found an amazing peace, and she said, let's do it. And it surprised me, really surprised me. So we placed an offer just the 3 days from then, and the owners, who we had no idea who they were, they accepted our offer. It just surprised us.
Crazy.
Because everyone else was putting offers down on homes, and
Yep.
and they were getting counters, and no one's buying getting the house on their first offer.
Right.
It's the first house we looked at, the first offer we made, and you accepted it.
Yep.
And so
That was a God thing.
yeah, I think so.
We
I think
prayed.
so.
We didn't want to sell our home. And 30 years we'd been there, 29,
Yeah.
and raised our family there. And it was a big deal for us. And then we met you, and we'll never forget that. The intersection of God doing what God's doing.
Yes. Yes.
And you attended Three Crosses.
We didn't attend Three Crosses
No,
at the time.
then you attended. After
Yes,
we
yes.
accepted the offer, you came here.
Yes. We felt that God was leading us here, so we started coming here, and found places to serve, and the men's ministry, the security team, and just fell in love with the people here, and it's been great. We've been here for 5 months now.
Amazing. And you're plugged in, it seems like, everywhere. You're doing security. You're at Dawn Patrol, holding down the fort with Dave Rinkert. What are you getting there at 4:50?
Yeah, we get there at 5.
5.
Yeah.
And it's just such a huge piece of the ministry, all that nice spread. And with the joy, you bring so much joy, Dennis, in the morning, which is really hard for a lot of guys to find. And you do. It's just really been great. I'll never forget the conversation we had here at the front of the cafe when we really sat down with you and your wife for the first time, and how you felt an overwhelming burden to continue the ministry that clearly had taken place in that home without ever knowing what did take place in the home. And it was amazing. And we just had so much peace because we weren't peaceful. And so it was a whole God thing.
Yes, definitely.
Amazing.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so here you are in my office, and how you watched me say goodbye at Agate. And so what would you say to because see, we're about transformation through following Christ, which means we're always growing. We don't want to be that bro that don't grow.
Yeah.
And so you've a man who have had loss because you lost your first wife.
Yes.
And that was very, very difficult for you.
Yes.
And what did you learn in that? And then, because I'm losing a space where I did a life with people here. And I look in these walls and I remember the conversations and the people that came to faith right there, and the marriage that was reconciled right here, and that little lock I have, little chalk lock on the wall there. I pray for a locksmith that I met one time 7 years ago in here, who prayed and came to me because he found out his wife was cheating on him. And I still look at that lock and I pray. I don't even know his name,
Wow.
but I lift him up.
Wow.
And so that's here. And so there's a loss. And so what have you learned in loss that you can share with not only me, because this is a minor loss compared to what you went through, but people that might be listening in on transforming through some tough stuff? Kyle's dad lost his home in Paradise. What can you share?
Oh, wow. Well, I was married for 32 years to my high school girlfriend.
Wow.
And we dated for 8 years and then got married when we were 25. I was 25. She was 25. We had 3 kids, and great kids. Lived in the Bay Area, worked in the Bay Area, and wow. Well, I guess, you always expect, that people die, people leave, and that's going to happen. But when it happens, it's shocking. And especially someone that, that I grew up with. So even though what happens, and God says that He'll take care of you, that it just hurts so much still. And even though you have faith in God and you trust Him, and you know that God is in control of everything, there's still that pain of loss. And I guess I'm learning to just deal with it, just to see what that all through this, that God He still loves me. He's provided another person in my life, which is amazing.
She's fantastic.
I didn't think I'd get married again, or have someone to spend my life with, and yet He provided someone for me, which is just absolutely amazing. So I know that I'm still learning a lot. I don't know the answers.
Yeah. You know what I like about you is, even as you're sitting here going, what have I learned? And kind of still in that place, I can see and I'm sure everybody can sense, a place of loss. But what I see and what I've experienced in knowing you over these, 5 months now,
Yeah.
is really a strong man. And watching my neighbor pass away, who I lived next door to for 29 years, and watching you be of a comfort to that whole neighborhood that I never could be, and to watch that, and to watch you with your wife, and to watch you lead your family, to watch you in this community. And I can answer that question for you, what you've learned going through that, I think, better than you can, because you're still in that fire. But watching that Romans 8:28, watching him use all of that pain and suffering that you've gone through and loss in this new season of life is amazing. Because I sit back and I watch. I don't know that Dennis. I know Dennis who's changing a neighborhood and who's leading a family and who's loving a great woman. And the way you love her and the way you're leaning into learning. How old are you?
61.
61? Wow,
Ouch,
another guy. I thought he was like
61.
70. Look at him. 61 years old, and you're
61,
still,
yeah.
look, one word. Learning. You said it, I don't know how many times, you're learning. To be
Still
61 and still in a place of wanting to grow and learning, and not in a state where, 'cause two kinds of guys. They think they got it figured out, or they put that persona, or they're I am what I am. And guys who are still learning into wisdom and learning and wanting to grow, and let me figure that out, and you're just, with the questions you ask about life or the chimney, or it's just a awesome thing to watch you apply what you can't even articulate, what you learned through the fires you walked through. So thanks for sharing all that.
You're welcome.
And thanks for being an example for all of us who may go through what you did. What's the best thing about your current state of relationship? Great lady.
Oh boy, life is new.
Mm-hmm.
We've traveled around the world in this time that we've known each other.
Wow.
We've been on a cruise that's taken us literally around the world,
Really?
through the Mediterranean, down around the Indian Ocean.
One boat? Or several?
Maybe 3 boats.
Okay.
3.
Do you call them boats?
Ships.
Ships, 3 ships?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you saw the Mediterranean, Indian Ocean.
Yes, the Suez Canal, Petra, Israel.
You did Petra from a
Yes.
cruise?
Yes.
So you landed, I've been to the Suez Canal. So did you park there?
Yes.
And so you came through Jordan
Yes.
and then into Israel?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Fascinating. Through Egypt?
Well, 2 ways. The first time we stopped in Haifa,
Haifa?
and then we took a bus
Yep.
to Jerusalem.
Okay.
And then the second time they came up through Jordan, and then we took a bus to Petra.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't go into Israel from
didn't-
Jordan?
No.
Okay,
no,
you just went
no.
Petra.
Yes.
Was it good?
It was wonderful. It was amazing.
Wow. So then the Indian Ocean, you went to India, of course, and all that?
Yes. Yes. The Indian Ocean, down around India to Malaysia, and ended up in Singapore.
Then Australia?
No, we passed Australia.
Passed it. Did you wave? Did you see it?
No, we actually, the other cruise was from LA across the Pacific
Okay.
to Hawaii and to China and Japan and Taiwan. And so we came the other way. It wasn't one cruise all around the world. It was different legs.
How
Yeah.
fun.
It was amazing. It's been amazing. And that's just in the last couple of years. Wow. Yes.
And so you really get to spend a lot of time together and learn each other.
Yes.
Learn about each
yes. Yeah, we're learning.
Yeah.
It's I didn't think that marriage was going to be so much fun.
You are like newlyweds.
We are newlyweds,
You really
yes.
are. You really are.
Yes. Well, we are. We got married in October 20th last year.
Wow. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary. Did you notice how many Asian countries you went to, Kyle? Didn't go to Scotland, didn't go to Ireland. I can tell by looking in your face that you have a bent towards Asian culture.
Si, senor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do like culture. And that comes from living in the Bay Area.
Oh man, we love going to different places and eating their food and getting the street food, just walking around. Places are amazing. There's so much to see. My daughter's going to Uganda.
Wow.
Next week.
On just for fun? Or mission?
She's a nurse.
Okay.
And she goes there. She's never been there, but she wants to go there, and she delivers babies. She's a maternity nurse, and she said she wants to. She's a Christian. She wants to help some people there.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
she's
How long?
She's going there for about 3 weeks until Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And she's currently lives with you.
And she lives with us.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's-
Are you scared?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows of that I'm afraid when she's a girl traveling alone in a different country like that.
Yeah. It's just alone she's going?
Well, she's meeting someone there,
Okay.
but it is scary.
Well, we'll pray for her. What's her first name?
Natalie.
Natalie. Great name. Natalie Cole. What'd you name her after?
Natalie Wood.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yes.
She's a great actress.
Is she?
Then Natalie Wood, is she the one that moved to Jordan?
She's.
Or Morocco? Or is that somebody different? Natalie Wood.
Is that she married Robert Wagner?
Okay, different.
Maria.
Oh, Maria?
What's that? What's that movie? That play? With the sharks and.
The song. What's the West Side Story?
West Side Story. Yeah. Natalie Wood.
Natalie Wood. She's great.
Yes.
Hey, Dawn Patrol.
Dawn Patrol.
Talked about fear. Your fear of your daughter.
Yes.
Right now, you have some nervousness going into
Yes.
Uganda. First impressions, Dawn Patrol. You've been walking the earth a long time, grew up in Christian community, and you just got, like, minute one, you said, hello, Dawn Patrol. What's your first, like what are you experiencing, and then what'd you learn today about fear?
The first time I went there, just you could sense the love that these men have for each other. They really love each other. They really care about each other by the way they talk to each other, by the way they share their stories, their life stories, the way they love each other, the way they pray for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty clear,
Mm-hmm.
and it draws people in when they see that kind of caring, that kind of love for one another in a church. And sometimes you don't see that, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and we're holding each other up. We know each other. I think there's a sense of authenticity and vulnerability that's rare in circles that I just run in. That I know when I come on Wednesdays that I can be honest. I don't have to have it all together, and I won't be judged.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it. Maybe I am, but I don't feel like it.
Yeah, they're judging you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep that ignorant.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep ignorant because I feel like I'm not.
I'm just kidding.
I know, but it's a special place. What'd you fear today with Steve Cavallero? Did a great job.
Oh wow, yes.
Gideon, what did you learn or take away from fear?
Wow, that men have so many fears that we don't share, we don't talk about, and because we're afraid to talk about it, because it might imply that you're weak if you share your fears. I was raised with a bunch of cops. I was a police officer, and the cops don't talk about being afraid that much. And Steve, the one who shared, he's a fireman, and he said they never talked about fear of fire. Gosh, that must be just a horrendous fear.
Yeah, that's like primal.
Yes.
Fear of drowning, burning, falling. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
Yeah.
What I liked is the list. Fear of rejection. These are the men's most, what they're afraid of the most. Number one is rejection. I relate to that. Actually, all these. Irrelevance. The fear of just being irrelevant, not having nothing to say, not bringing nothing to the table, not mattering in your marriage or your home or neighborhood or work. Disappointment. Disappointing others. The fear of I might disappoint somebody else. Fear of financial struggles. Yeah, hello. That's the culture we live in. Catastrophic illness or being alone.
Wow.
Those fears. And so what did you hear that ministered to any of those for you as we wrap up this morning's Dawn Patrol?
Wow. That we need to share our fears. We need to talk to one another. We need to be open with one another, be vulnerable, and support one another in that way. Pray for each other, and let us know that let our brothers and sisters know that we are afraid sometimes. That it's okay to be afraid. That it's normal to be afraid.
It's normal.
Yeah, it's
You'd
normal.
be crazy, man, and not be afraid to walk into a building on fire.
Yeah, and if we could support one another, that's maybe that's where it begins in just getting over that fear and seeing what God wants from us.
That's amazing.
Can I share with you a verse that I just
Yep.
absolutely love?
Yep.
Isaiah 43, 1 through 3. But now, thus says the Lord, He who created you, O Jacob, He who formed you, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they will not overwhelm you. And when you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior.
Amen. That's beautiful. What does that mean to you? Why is that so profound to you?
Wow, because, well, first of all, my middle name is Jacob, so
Oh.
it's like he's talking to me.
Wow.
It feels like he's talking
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
That God tells me that he's going to be with me when I go through tough times, which are going to come. That he'll be with me. He'll walk with me, and he won't let me get burned when I go through fire.
We should have just had you do Dawn Patrol. I mean, Steve did fantastic, but just read that. See the weight? Did you hear the weight in that, Kyle, when you read that? See, that's called wisdom, and that's called somebody that's gone before us. Really. See, that's where what have you learned? Right there. And what that verse means to you, I would rather hear from somebody who has applied that to their life than just found it on Instagram or something. And I can tell by the way you're reading that means something to you. Dennis, I am glad you're part of our community. We are way more complete and better off because you're part of us. Thanks for what you do here at Three Crosses, and what you mean to us already, you and your wife. And thanks for being my last podcast interview in a great office. Now, only the beginning of a new season for all of us.
Yes.
And just to be clear, because everybody's confused, I'm not going nowhere. I'll be here leading the men best I can. I'm just part of the transformation here and the transition from Pastor Larry to Pastor Danny, and all the offices are getting shook up. So all the kiddies at home, don't be freaking out. This ain't my last day. Moving out of my house in Agate wasn't my last day. Moving out of this office is not my last day. And I look forward to serving this community for decades, one way or another. God bless you, Dennis. This is a song that I think you're going to resonate with. It's called Even When You're Dealt a Bad Hand. It's my buddy Brian Bent. Not that we're going to listen to the whole thing like women. Women do that, and they close out stuff. When you've been down, been dealt a bad hand. I know somebody who's going to understand.